Hello, ladies and gents. Today we're back for another hot takes. There's not a lot going on, really. I've basically not had anywhere near as much time to watch movies and shows as I did when it was Christmas holidays, but I'm now back to work nearly Monday to Friday. It's normally a 4-day-a-week thing. I am still editing, but so that if you see more of these little shorter reviews of things, that's probably why, because I just don't have time. Last time I spoke about Happy Valley Season 3 booting up again. It has not disappointed so far. I don't think we're quite halfway through it. I think there's 8 episodes in this season, but we've just had a pretty good couple of episodes. It's definitely building up to something, that's for sure. I'm glad it's seeing the popularity that it deserves. Whether people are just jumping onto the show now or not, I have no idea, but I just seem to see it in the press all the time. And a lot of adverts for it as well, which I think they've definitely advertised it well. Yeah, police drama mainly focused around a character called Catherine Kaywood, and basically how she has to live as a grandmother. The father of her granddaughter happens to be a murderer, rapist, psychopath. It's pretty bleak. It's pretty good though. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. I'm also watching Avatar: Last Airbender. I did manage to, in most of my spare time, to be honest, I've just been spent watching through the whole of Book 1, which I finished yesterday. Oh my god, I can't believe I gave the Book of Water such a bad rap. I mean, like, when I first watched it, I mean, like, this was probably a good while ago. There are just so many episodes that you kind of think are just average on the surface. They just end up being absolute excellence. And there are some that just have me rooting. Like, there was one episode with this bounty hunter that had like a kind of mole thing, and it's just the fact that the Uncle Iroh and Zuko hire her out to find the Avatar, and it ends up being this massive fight with this creature and Appa. Meanwhile, Zuko and Aang are just dueling it out. Oh my god, it was so good. But yeah, Book 1. Unfortunately, the finale didn't quite have the same emotional punch as it did when I first watched it. But I still think it was pretty good. You know, Filoni's fingers are all over that. Yeah, that's Avatar: Last Airbender. I watched Saw with a group of friends. That was very interesting because I haven't seen that in a very long time. Nor have I actually seen. I've literally only seen the first Saw movie twice now. I've not seen any of the other Saw films. But it was very dated. It's such a 2000s movie. The music is very like over the top, and they really liked using slow motion and sped up footage. I don't know what James Wan was really going for, but it's interesting that I don't know. The film was so dependent on it. There was so much, and we're not talking like, you know, slow motion in 2023. Like, this is like half frame rate slow motion that we're talking about here in Saw. Yeah, it was quite bizarre. The story is still pretty good. I think I wasn't really that. I wasn't that impressed by the acting, to be perfectly honest. I think it was all a bit kind of. I mean, given the situation, I understand tensions are high, but it just, especially from the doctor character that's like there from the very beginning to the end, and his family are being held hostage and all of that. But he was just, I don't know, really. Some men just when they shout, I cringe. I can't explain it anywhere beyond that. But yeah, because when I first watched it, I was genuinely like, oh, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10 movie. But now I'm probably thinking maybe a 6 or a 7. Maybe I'm just getting cruel in my old age, the ripe old age of. Oh yeah, I better keep you lot guessing. How old do you think I am, guys? So yeah, that was Saw. It doesn't really make me want to watch any of the other movies, to be perfectly honest with you. The final thing, oh my god. So you might have seen it advertised around. Cate Blanchett playing a conductor in the film Tar. Oh my god, she is such an impressive performer. Like, go and see it for her alone. Like, she basically ends up being like, you have to imagine a conductor confronts cancel culture. That's the best way I can kind of put it in a nutshell, but it's about so much more than that as well. Like she's in a relationship with another woman, and they've got their own adopted child, as far as I understood it. And just their dynamic and the way that, because her partner also works as a violinist in the Berlin Orchestra, and just everything that happens in this movie is so full of purpose, like not just in a narrative sense, but filmmaking as well. I think my only real criticism is that it takes a little while for the ball to get rolling. And I also imagine that if you aren't into classical music, or if you say don't play a musical instrument, something like that, you might feel a little alienated by the script, because it is it's almost like it really examines the politics of being in an orchestra. I mean, really, most of the people that are outside of that are just the performers, the people who actually play the instruments that Cate Blanchett conducts. And oh god, there are so many moments as well where like she ends up having these weird dreams. Like I'm just thinking of one moment where I mean, I suppose tiny little spoiler, but it's only on screen for a little bit. Literally, she's asleep in bed on a bed of water, and the bed starts catching fire. And then she wakes up. It was just like, what on earth am I watching? A mate of mine, when we came out of the screen, he was like, Harry, why do you always take us to see such strange films? So take what you will from that. It is a very odd movie. It is quite long as well, but for me, I enjoyed nearly every second of it. I'd probably give that a solid 8 out of 10. I think who directed it? Todd Field, I want to say. Can't think of any other movies of his off the top of my head, to be honest. So just for everything that we've talked about today, I think that's pretty much all of my movies and media that I've been watching for the last week or so. I never know how to wrap these up, so I'm just going to say goodbye.